Um, Hello. Um, Today on December 22nd, 2022, another edition of Comic Book Business News. It is I, Josh Goldstein, and here, um, in the news, here and here in the news, we have some in the news. Vladimir Zelensky comes to America and speaks into hangs out with President Biden. Pretty cool, pretty brave guy, and speaks in front of Congress. Historic speech, brilliant speech. And I have to admit, this guy is a tough guy. And I think this is a brilliant speech, one of the most brilliant speeches of recent history. I really thought he carried himself well and wrote the speech well. And this, and I think almost Churchillian, almost takes you back about 50, 75 years to when Churchill was speaking during the war, or other big Churchill speeches. Churchill, like Zelensky, faced a big villainous army of evil which wanted to uh overcome him. I would say it's less like the German Wehrmacht against him, but and more like, since this is Hanukkah, I have stated this before that about Zelensky. He's like Judah the Maccabee resisting the Seleucids. So they Seleucids and their other war elephants and high tech technology are opposing these little peasant Ukrainians, and their much smaller army, but their much smaller armies being this almost, yeah. Although it reminds me of the Maccabee revolt, it reminds me a little bit of Afghanistan, and that where or the Vietnam War. War will be longer than a year or two. It will be 5 years, and we're pump them up full of stuff, and we may be drawn into it too. But that would be if it lasted about 10 years, then we will be drawn into it. Or it'd be this big lingering war. If it lasts about less than 5 years or less, it'd be this lingering war and this regional conflict, which will be rememberable, but a lot more than the Yemeni civil war recently, or any of the other wars. But for the last 10 years, it could be a cancerous growth on Eastern Europe and possibly spill over into Europe. And it won't be World War III, but I think there should be an American intervention at some point. Probably if I was younger, and I'd be forced to fight in it. You know, possibly, I don't know. By the way, today we have comic books, we have graphic novels to review, some other things I want to go over. Avalon, um, Avatar 2 is The Way of Water is a fantastic movie. I think actually James Cameron will get the movie of the year if it's not Steven Spielberg for Fablemans, which was, I mean, I don't know, Fablemans. But I have to respect them. That is a biographic movie, but Please, Stephen. We know you hated your mother now, and I just bought it with you for saying it, but really, I was just a little disliking that movie for some reasons. I mean, I just, like, I gotta say is one of my friends hates that movie, but he's not a friend anymore, but maybe I'm just angry because this movie so pisses off people that I used to like. Like, what do you do? What do you it's I think somewhere Steve I I don't know. It's a crappy movie. I don't wanna like it. No files for me. I still like Steven Spielberg. I'm looking forward to Indiana Jones 5, but hopefully a little less anal. Don't be as autobiographic. Make another Empire of the Sun if you want to be, drama. Empire of the Sun was actually one of the best movies you ever made. I loved Christian Bale in that. That was Christian Bale's pesky little kid self. I loved the movie. It was so me as a young kid too. See, that's me confessing. You spent 2 hours confessing in Fableman. I know what it is to be an artist and just confess how it is so hard to be a young artist when people think he shouldn't be an artist. He should have an intellectual like me. But it's hard to also to make that transition because maybe Steven Spielberg wanted to be like computer technician like his father, but you end up being not the intellectual, just an artist. And like I went to college and I thought I'd be a historian. Here am I being a mouthy sci-fi author doing different things. So ditzy old me. And by the way, here are the comics. Smell the pages. Didn't do a Prince thing, did I? Maybe just Purple Rain. Miracle Man, the Golden Age. This is actually cool. Is this Babylon or the New Age? Possibly even how superheroes have become antichrists. Interesting. Actually have they made themselves into golden gods of our Emirates? How would it be if superheroes ruled the world? Would it be like Watchmen? Neil Gaiman's kind of different. Miracle Man's what if Marvel Man was somewhat different and we could somewhat use the copyright? Miracle Woman when she was young. So some interesting artwork. Some of these stories are not as good. Some miracle woman walking around, or notice she almost reminds me of some people I know. interesting people. But then again, the ends we come to an end, the meaningful ends. Isn't it all just balloons? Although behind the scene, though fun stuff. Catch out the artwork, the covers before they became the covers. Some original sketches from the artist. This is actually a good graphic novel. Good collection. Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham really put together a masterpiece. Blowing on a daisy, huh? So I would give this uh 5 out of 5 to Mr. Gaiman. I would like I really didn't want to be perfect, but this is just I say that too often. But this is actually good. I can give crappy reviews to people. I'm actually doing quite well. Oh, I should keep a lid on that. Like maybe I'll just say, don't buy my books, they suck. But I'm actually doing well. So other than that, there's no big reviews other than what did I do? Fourth night of Hanukkah to our Jewish comic book business news viewers. Happy Hanukkah and happy Hanukkah, especially our night of Tikva we celebrated tonight. So happy Hanukkah and peace.